Welcome to the weekly wrap-up show with Lummy, Colton, and Rhett.
Hello.
Hello.
We're over here fucking bitching at each other off the air. Let's go. Crack the mics. We got high-stakes drama.
Yeah, it was brought to my attention that, well, I'll let you talk about it since you said, hey, crack the mics again, because
I just wanted to know.
I'm under a different viewpoint, I guess, than what I was told and what you're telling me right now.
Okay, so.
And let me just, 813-90-BUBBA, 813-90-BUBBA. Colton, I guess you're going to tell, we got some Bubba Army royalty. Well, I guess one's royalty, one's a Hall of Famer.
And one is, like,
is
well
it drama?
on the way.
Is it drama? What's going on?
I don't know if it's drama, but something has been made public this week on the Bubba the Love Sponge show, and I asked before going on the air, before cracking the mics, I said, hey, can we talk about this? And Rhett was like, yeah, and Lummy was like, well, talk about what? There's not really anything.
Yeah, that's what I was told.
But there's something.
There is something.
Is there something? Now, who are you talking about?
Well, you might be blowing up. You, sir, might be blowing up somebody's spot with your answer.
Okay. Whoa.
But there is definitely two different situations being explained in real time.
Yeah, listen,
It's the holiday season. Love is in the air.
Yeah, so I guess what we'll just say is, I don't even know what you guys are talking about with chat, but Stacey G and Bob Cook
He's
are
such a
thing.
fucking politician when he gets on the air. I
I
don't know
know.
what you guys are talking about.
So Bob
Well,
Cook?
I guess we'll see. I guess we'll close it out.
I guess so. Bob Cook and Stacey G are a couple. You guys are saying that they were doing
I
heart
don't know
faces.
if you could say
and
they're a
heart-
couple. I'm not going to put all my eggs in one basket. I'm not going to put other people's business out there.
Just that we are.
But I
though.
don't think it was a secret after this week. Bubba said on the air that there's a little something going on there.
Yeah, because I think she donated maybe, and she's like from Stacey G and
I mean,
Bob.
let's face
like
it.
she
They
put
open,
and.
well, and let's face it. They open every show sending fucking hard eyes at each other.
Yeah,
so,
that's what really got us going. As we're
it's
getting on the air
it's the
here,
worst kept secret in the chat room at this point.
and they're
I
in
don't know
there
why
sending
you're-
kiss faces.
I don't know why you're tiptoeing around it.
Exactly. So Rhett and I sniffed it out.
I didn't see these heart faces.
How could you not?
I didn't have my chat pulled up in time.
Oh, fair.
And if you want me to break
happy,
it,
happy birthday, Rainey.
yes, happy
and-
birthday.
And by the way, good work on or nice try, I guess you could say, on the Hogan thing. That was actually pretty good about the prayer thing. That was perfect. But yeah, go for it.
So I kind of sniffed it out. I think obviously Stacey G. Well, first off, congrats to Stacey G. She's the BARP nominee, so she'll be here at BARP this year.
Yes.
So congrats to her.
So I guess Bob doesn't have to use his +1.
Oh, so you're right. You're right.
Bob Cook is qualified, and he's a nominee. He's a Hall of Famer this year.
You're right. So he actually has a +1 on deck.
Yes.
Anyways, they actually both of them came out to the Orlando, Davenport, Florida meet and greet.
Yes, they did.
And they showed up together, and they left together.
Oh, did they leave together?
I think so.
Well, I don't think
They walked out. They left the event together. I don't know if
Bob Cook was still there when I left.
Well, then she may have walked her out because I seen them leave the establishment together at one point.
Okay.
Anyways, two great people. Happy that they found each other. Hoping it all works out. That's if this is for real and legit, which I think it is. I mean, the heart faces are legit.
Lummy, I mean, the whole reason this debate started is because Lummy up there.
Didn't know. I didn't know. Look, I'm even looking. Stacey G. Bob is the donor. Neil Mount Plaisir, $20 Warp Show funds.
So anyways, congrats to Stacey G and Bob Cook. If this is what's going on, congrats. You two are both great people. And I love to see Bubba Army with the other Bubba Army.
Absolutely. Both very nice people. Very happy for them.
If they,
Lummy's not a loss for words.
I'm looking at the chat and see, but it looks like Berta Perez says congratulations. So, let's see, is this Bob Cook? I'm trying to see maybe he was going to call or something. 918.
Now, doesn't Stacey G live on the other side of the Florida and Bob lives on our side of the state of Florida?
No, Stacey lives on the side of the coast.
Okay,
just down south. 918.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey, how's it going, Rainey?
Morning.
Good.
Happy birthday.
Morning. Thank you.
And thank you for getting that info and trying your best and waiting in the cold for praying with the Hulkster.
Yeah. That was the first time I have ever prayed out loud about anything to anyone. I've never led a prayer anywhere. I had no idea.
Now, did you start it off, or did you say like, "Hey, my Heavenly Father"? Or
No.
did you say Amen when you were done, or?
I did. Well, like, first off, you had to pay money. You had to buy either his beer or this $50 hat.
Which I mean, wait, hold on. I'm gonna say this right now, and obviously I'm not sticking up for Hootie, but that's how most like Frank Thomas or any like a lot of these guys that have had the liquor, you got to buy one of their liquors to get an autograph.
Well, they want their product, whatever they're pushing, they want that product gone.
Yeah.
It
helps the numbers.
Yeah.
So
that was fine. No big deal. I spent $15 and bought a 12-pack of his beer.
Have you tried it?
Someone will eventually drink it.
Oh.
No, I haven't, but somebody, I may, I don't know. It's like 4%. So I was like, geez, I'd have to drink a 12-pack of that. But anyways, they were very, very strict, like shuffling in. You got a photo and out, like no talking to him. No, he wasn't signing anything. Little kids brought their toys. No, like would not sign any of it. And I was in this huge line, and I'm like, man, how am I going to get like 2 minutes with him? And I just thought, he's a born again, so I'll do the prayer round.
Did you have to talk to Jimmy Hart?
What was that?
Did you have to talk to Jimmy Hart?
No, he was around there, like in this big microphone or megaphone, and he had this big Hulk Hogan jacket on.
Oh, jeez.
But that guy was part of shuffling me out. After I got in what I needed to say, I was quickly shuffled out.
How many people were there in total?
He only would take 250 people, and I was 191.
Bubba's Kanko's $50 for Rainey and the boys going overtime. Thank you.
So when it was my turn, I just ran up there and I was like, "Oh, I'm so excited to meet you. Hello!" And we took a picture. And while we were taking the picture, I said, "Can I pray with you?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, of course." So he grabs my hands, and I was just like,
"Oh yeah, brother."
That is a good gimmick, though. If you ever get like a celebrity or somebody,
that's a Christian. Especially a newer Christian.
I love it. I absolutely love it, Rainey.
Most Christians, especially newer ones, are always like, "Oh yeah, let's pray together."
I love it.
So he's holding my hands, and I'm like,
his big hands,
people say like, we're praying a hedge of protection around you, and like all this, crap. And then I was like, and I want you to lay it on Terry's heart to forgive Bubba and make amends. And when I said Bubba, he squeezed my hand.
Oh.
And I had one eye closed and one eye open, and I was watching him, and he kind of like tilted his head back a little bit, like pushed his head back a little bit and squeezed my hands. And then I was like, "Oh, okay, amen." And he was like, "Well, I've forgiven Bubba, but I just, and he just like was kind of stumbling, and he was just like, I just can't forgive him. I can't trust him." And then they like shuffled me out of there.
Oh, then Jimmy Hart came up and got you right out of there, huh?
He did.
No, let's get going. Let's go. You gotta get going. Oh man. Well, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, they're scaring the Hulkster.
Yeah.
You can't be scaring the money away, baby.
It was awesome, though, Rainey.
Yeah, so thank you so much. I mean, you got a picture though, right?
I did, yeah. I got a picture, and they made a big thing like no hugging him or any of that, and I didn't, and he stuck his hands out to hug me, so I hugged him back. But
well, I mean, yeah, the Hulkster loves the women.
He does, and he was like, well, because I think I said like, "How are you doing?" or something like that, and he was like, "Better now that you're here, babe," or something. I'm like, "Get out of here!" Like,
you're a blonde, right?
I am blonde, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. You're right in his wheelhouse.
No, I wouldn't say that. I'm blonde. Maybe that's it.
Oh well.
But I was kind of disappointed with his girls there. The real American beer girls. Well,
I mean, listen, they're recruiting. They're recruiting probably just some random girls from wherever. I know. In Oklahoma. So and they're probably yeah.
Whew.
Yeah.
I don't know, but anywho, I froze my buns off. I forgot my coat.
Oh, that's
48 degrees and the wind blowing, but I stuck it out, and mission achieved.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, and hopefully, maybe crack open one of those great American beers and can celebrate for your birthday.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. All right, guys.
All right, thank you, Rainey.
I'll see you in a few short weeks.
Sounds good. All right, bye.
All right, bye.
Hey, whatever happened to that
barf.
that darker girl?
Darker girl.
Yeah.
Oh, the one that was suing?
Yeah.
They kind of went away. I think they kind of put some.
Did Hogan? Do we know if Hogan ended up having to pay? Do we know anything about anything? Because like when the story came out, right? Girl claims Hulk Hogan canceled her brand ambassador deal, quote, Real American Beer because she was black.
Yeah.
Right. Nothing ever became of that.
Because
I wonder what happened.
Because I think they poked holes in it because he canceled. Let's see.
I'm curious to see if he ever did pay out. I mean, I guess we would never really ever know if like NDAs or anything were signed. But I would just like.
Let's see.
Does some cheap heat bullshit like that, does she get a payout? I guess is what I'm trying to say.
The Times of India hasn't updated it since July 8th.
Well,
So,
news might travel a little slow.
I'm just not seeing anything after that July.
Me either. So that's what I was like. I wonder if it just all came crashing down or if it all came to a halt because Hogan said, you know what, get this bitch off me. Here's $100,000. Bro.
No way. He paid her $100,000.
You get what I'm saying, though? Or here's,
that,
50
man.
grand, or here's 10, whatever the number may be.
You'd be surprised at the amount of money people just throw around to get shit to go away.
Yeah.
You don't think that's all she wanted from Hulk Hogan?
A little bit of money. I mean, I'm sure she wanted the deal overall, but I mean, if she can get the money
Yeah, she didn't give it.
quicker than having to work, well,
She don't give a shit. She'll find work.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't. I'm looking. I can't.
You can't find
her.
nothing, right? Me
yeah.
either. So I was like, I wonder what happened, but you can't find anything about it.
Is
So.
the girl's name on there?
Essence Janai.
What was that again
Essence
for? Hold on,
Janai?
give it to me one more time, please.
Essence Janai.
Incense Janai.
Essence Janai. Sounds like a very classy girl. Here she is right here. Brand ambassador. She has
Yeah, I told you she'd find work.
20. She has 10,000
Yeah,
followers.
I mean, she'll put on a fucking Red Bull outfit on the Clearwater Beach spring break. She'll put on a Tito's outfit and go down to Coyote Ugly Bar on Ybor on a Friday night. She'll put on a Jameson outfit and go down to Amateur Works on a Saturday night. Like that's what all those brand about that is the work they find.
Now, I am finding...
I'm not hating. That's what. Of course, you'll find that type of work.
So far, the latest update I can find is from Sports Kita in August 21st.
Oh, there you go.
Says Essence Janai explains why her first interaction with WWE legend Hulk Hogan allegedly felt very unfriendly.
Well, yeah, that's Hogan.
Essence had seemingly been asked by a third-party agency to meet with the Real American Beer's reps, including Hulk Hogan himself, at an event. According to her, the very first interaction between her and Hogan was seemingly very brief, and the influencer allegedly believed that the Hall of Famer was confused during the event. Honestly, I would say our interactions were very brief, but considering that I have been in this field since 2016, I have had plenty of other celebrity clients, and I did realize that our interactions, although they were brief, they were very unfriendly, very odd. In my opinion, I believe he was very confused during the event.
Why is this black girl here?
So, I don't really know this man. I didn't grow up watching him, so I'm not sure if that's his personality, but in my opinion, my interactions weren't very friendly.
Oh, yeah, she's used to the celebrities. I'm looking at her Instagram and don't really see much of the
celebrities that
The
she hangs out with.
celebrities.
Well, you don't
it's-
take photos with them.
The
I mean, that's rule
celebrities-
number one.
yeah,
Come
I mean,
on now.
One, you got to act like you've been there before, but the celebrities aren't the brand.
Hold on, she
buddy.
took a
When you're
picture.
marketing yourself, nobody gives a shit about celebrities.
So
They
then
want
you
the
would
goods.
think then her page would be filled with celebrity brands,
Right? No, you're right.
deals, like whatever it may be. Like for instance, Real American Beer. Then her page should be littered with Real American Beer,
But the fact of the matter, she posted her Hulk Hogan picture. So
but none of the other ones.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But here,
I'm with you,
there
my
it is
man.
right there.
I'm
See?
with you.
There's that.
I'm with you.
Yeah, her statements are all non-conclusive. It's
Exactly.
just her explaining her side of things. It doesn't add up. We didn't really get anything. This was just kind of, as of right now, this was her.
And I almost bet that she got some money off of it.
Yep.
For real.
Yeah, maybe a couple $100.
I'm thinking like 10 grand.
Yeah, maybe 239. I want 10
Hey
grand.
guys, this is Berto Perez. How you guys doing, man?
What's up, Berto?
I got to tell you about Hogan. I've met him twice. He's nothing special. I mean, I grew up in the 80s. I loved him to death. But when I had the first interaction with him and my son, I was like, dude, you're a piece of crap. The second time, you're a bigger piece of crap. Bubba's better without him. He's just one of those people who needs to be in the limelight, and he's not worth it.
What'd he do
My
to you or your
favorite-
son? Like, what was you said? Two instances,
Yeah.
and he was a piece of shit both times to you. Which one was the worst, and what'd he do?
My son is a big wrestling fan, and he's semi-autistic. And at the time, he was like 5'6". And I said this story before. I went to his Hogan beach shop in Orlando, whatever that is, and I had a Bubba shirt on. And I wanted him to just take a picture of my son and everything else on. But when I had the shirt on, he was like, "Oh, Hogan, do that." He got me to the point, dude. I was like, if it wasn't for Bubba, you wouldn't be where you're at. I said, you're really nothing. After I said that, he pretty much like pushed me to the side.
I mean, well, yeah.
No, but honestly, it is true. That was his best friend and everything like that.
No, you're right. Had he never slammed Bubba in WrestleMania 3, I don't think his WWF run really would have hit the strides that it did.
I preferred a Macho Man. My biggest thing was Macho Man, Giant, Jake the Snake. To me, Hogan was good, but there was better wrestlers. He just was the poster boy for them.
Yeah, well,
like
made a lot of money from him.
Everybody cuts their own deal.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
And then the second time, I had Lummy's investigating shirt on.
Oh, yeah.
And I was in Orlando.
Well, was this was this before or after the cease and desist?
I'm seeing a pattern.
Yeah.
I'm a big Lummy fan. I love Lummy's shirt. I thought it was cool as hell. I wore it, didn't think anything of it. Went in there, went to go get, I think at the time it was
A replica.
the NWO boots that he had that I wanted to buy that was signed by all of them.
But let me ask you, Berto, why do you want to buy this shit? If you've already had an interaction with him, he was an asshole to you and your son. You gave him the lay of the law about how Bubba, you wouldn't be shit, blah, blah, blah. Why go back the second time?
It was an NWO boot signed by everyone.
The memories, right?
Yeah, they had to finish a collection.
Okay.
You couldn't.
I get it.
That's a fair point.
Okay.
As much as Hogan is a fucking dickhead, if you got the NWO autograph, it's hard to complete the set without Hollywood there.
Understood.
Which, by the way, did you have you worn those boots before?
No. I never got them because I got kicked out.
You.
So
Started getting physical, brother.
they basically told me, hey, he wants you to leave. I'm like, whatever, dude. I said it was because of the Lummy investigating shirt. And I didn't know he got a cease and desist. I didn't know anything about that until it came out like a month ago after that. I was just representing the brand no matter what. It's like when I wear Operation Pigmentation shirt and stuff like that.
Listen,
people go, what's this is? I pretty much tell them what the brand is about.
If this chick got $10,000, Colton, you remember when we were doing the investigation and how I was abused when we were getting too close to him. Remember that?
I remember, and then I had some pain and suffering from that. Yeah, I remember.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I fell down a couple of stairs when we were upstairs above the.
And now emotionally, I'm fucked. I can't even go to the north side of Clearwater Beach anymore because my brain, my mental
I can't because I'm scared that if I go around that roundabout and I make that right,
I won't go that way. I won't go north.
I'm scared to go that way because I feel like I may be beaten.
In fact, my friends have held a party north of the pier, and I won't meet them.
Yeah, mine too. At that little restaurant over there, Clear Skies.
Yep.
Well, it used to be I went there for 30 years, so with my great grandpappy, and we went for breakfast every Sunday. And
you hear that, Logan?
There.
It's all because of you.
Yeah.
And if you don't pay me $10,000,
I'll take 10. Just give us 2 checks, and we'll go away.
Matter of fact, 5 each is fine.
Yeah. Shit. Yeah. We won't post our story to TMZ.
No.
I mean, we do have video evidence, and we can recreate or do some. Editing.
I mean, I can't recreate because I can't go north of the pier, but yeah, someone can recreate me.
Yeah, exactly. We could do a fake video. Perfect. So, all right, Berto, did you enjoy this week's shows?
Oh yeah, I love this week's shows. I was gonna say, I was trying to call in on the sports show. Lummy, let Tampa do his thing, man, because I'm hoping. I can't root for the Dolphins anymore. They're being dumb as hell and everything they're doing with Tua. Tua, he gets cramps from throwing the ball in cold weather. His hips can't handle it. His hands can't handle it. His body can't handle it.
Well, listen, let's just hope Aaron Rodgers doesn't appear this weekend, and finally get a win against the Dolphins because that's not going to be a good look.
And I got a bone to pick with Colton. I thought it was co-winners for Bart this year. I'm jealous of Stacey G. Every time, it's like I thought I was part of the group too of being a co-winner for Bart.
Yeah, you are. You're a Bart winner.
Yeah, you are. Just you're not. You're also not
dating Bob.
Dating
Cook,
Bob Cook. Yeah.
Yeah, which that's we.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I've been married for 17 years to a fine, beautiful woman, my wife, and she doesn't listen to the show. She's very, I say, Tinkerbellish. So,
And that's awesome.
very,
We're very happy for you, Berto. It'd be a much bigger story if you were banging Bob Cook, though.
Yes, it would be a great. That'd
I
be a
don't know.
good
I don't
story.
know. I'm not Bob's type. Have you seen Stacey G? She lives in Cape
You
Coral.
never know. You don't know what Bob's into. I mean, they both didn't know what we were talking about in chat, so he could be wide open. You don't know.
That's true.
Wait, so Bubba was wrong on spilling the beans earlier this week?
I don't know. They both were playing dumb in chat.
Okay, because it's not like I picked that out of thin air. I'm only recapping what I hear on the weekly show, and this week I heard Bubba mention it.
You're not crazy, brother.
I was going to say, and also, too, man, leave Tuttle. People need to leave Tuttle alone. He's doing this thing, and I'm a former heavy drinker. I know how hard it is. I do every now and then taking it. For him not to drink, I got mad respect for him because every now and then I get the urge, and I got to drink something little. I don't go crazy like I used to. But, man, Tuttle's doing this thing, man. People need to stop hating on him.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
But-
he's doing well.
All right, thank you, Berto.
All right, man. You
Have
guys
a good
have a
weekend.
great weekend. Sorry for going on YouTube.
No, you're good, man. Thanks. Yeah, Tuttle's doing good, man.
Tuttle's doing good. I think Tuttle was good this week. I think Lasker was good. Lasker this week.
Lasker was shot out of a cannon, man.
He was just seemed to me to be jumping on everybody, jumping on Big Red, jumping. I mean, literally everybody, jumping on the Diakos. Talking about, he had a high spot going into words, talking about what's the lady 60 years old that's got the work done that he wants to show on Monday on his screen.
Yeah.
Whatever the hell her name is.
That's right here.
I don't know her
It's her
name.
birthday.
Marissa Tomei.
Tomei.
Okay, anyways, and then Lasker's because Dan can't do that work.
Yeah.
He's just jumping on fucking everybody. It's great to have him in, but yeah, damn, he was jumping on everybody.
He took an Adderall today.
Is that what it was?
It had to have been.
When he pulled in this morning at like he was here at 5:30.
He pulled in right when I pulled in.
Yeah. He had Leonard Skinner, fucking Sweet Home Alabama, just blaring.
Now, did he get out the truck talking shit about Big Red from the jump?
No, I was already in the studio, and then Bubba brought something up, but him and I were talking about the traffic. We're talking about the traffic on 56. So, and then he just went crazy. Now, the drama today with Big Red and Lasker. There were some people in chat that said that maybe Lasker was being a little too hard on Big Red. What did you guys think that it was a little too hard? Or, do you think that the Bubba,
Can I rewind just a little bit? So it started yesterday, obviously, for me, when I hear Bubba read out the text messages that Lasker sent him, to Bubba, that is. And Bubba's reading them out. And it was kind of like, mumble jumbled. It was Lasker talk to text, so it's a little bit,
well, he said he doesn't talk to text, though.
Whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
Lasker type to text, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But it was Lasker text. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit like, blah, 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 but you can tell that Lasker was like for real mad, like at Red. Like for real.
Big Red buddy, man. Yeah.
So almost putting him down in the sense that he's like, he doesn't have his own company. He has a company, but he doesn't run it.
He's a schlep.
I don't know. So that's why I was curious to see if before the air, if Lasker came in here, because it started right away as soon as the mic started.
Well, yeah.
So I wasn't sure before the air if Lasker was already like, breathing down Red's neck.
Yeah, pretty much what you heard on the air, minus the cuss words. Whatever. Earlier today was pretty much what he said on the air with a little more cuss words. But what do you guys think that with the Bubba Army, and you have the Big Reds and the Iggies and the Big Bucks and the Big E's and all those guys, and everyone kind of looks about everyone with help. What's the protocol on that? Should Gene expected Big Red to kind of roll out the red carpet, or do you think it's just because the price?
So you're
is so
asking
much different?
Bubba Army to Bubba Army, what's should we be discounting them? Should we be? Okay.
Covering them?
First off, can I say, this is kind of a touchy subject, actually.
Is it depending on how high up in the Bubba Army they are?
First off, I would like to
show?
apologize to semi-autoglass Travis.
Okay.
Reason being is because my old company that currently owes a bunch of people money, I believe owes him money as well.
Okay. That's not good.
It's not
did
good at all.
Semi-Autoglass Travis hook him up?
Yeah, semi-autoglass Travis got us on the schedule earlier than normal, did a Bub Army favor, then subsequently gave us a Bub Army discount, And my boss is now, or not my boss, my ex-boss has now, filed bankruptcy and blah, 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 whatever the fuck he's got going on.
So is that what you would say that should normally what should happen?
No, but what I was getting at was I think the discount he gave us, he moved us up in line. So, if he was like 2 weeks out, he's like, look, I'll find a way to get you guys moved in.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Like the Bubba Army hookup of getting you a priority service, right? That's a Bubba Army hookup. That's cool. And then the second part was I think he put like, I don't know, maybe 20% discount on it.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I mean, that's pretty strong, right?
Yeah, it is. I mean, Rhett, what do you think? Do you think that Gene was a little too hard on Big Red?
I'm going to give a lummy political answer here because it's really none of my business. So I'm not going to give you much of anything at all. To be honest with you, do what you can. If my motto is, if I can help, I will. So if you can hook it up, cool. If you can, if it's going to bust out your bottom line, if it's really going to, put yourself at a detriment to not make money, if you're going to be losing money on the deal, I don't want to go support my friend's business and have him lose money to help me out. That doesn't really seem...
I agree with that.
That doesn't really seem like it's really me supporting my friend's business. It's just me trying to get a fucking favor from my buddy who I know will get it done.
But you also don't want your buddy fucking making like as much money. Like, let's just say he makes 40% off every job. Like, your buddy shouldn't be making 40% off of you.
But let me ask you
Fair.
something. What about this? I mean, what about the word of mouth that he can spread?
About what? Just bad mouthing him?
No, the
Or
word,
the opposite,
or the
or the
positive.
opposite.
Yeah, or the positive. Like, hey, anytime my friend.
So you're saying that should factor into the cost that I'm
Yeah.
cutting here?
Yeah, and then,
because I'm going to go on the air and I'm going to say a lot of good things about the work that you did. I mean, yeah, that's a fair point.
I think it all depends, Lem, because I mean, in some instances, yeah, you can probably help discount, 40%. Another discount, it's like, look, I can only discount you about 4%, dude. Like that, I only make 8% on everything. I'll split that with you. I can give you a 4% discount. And then the other thing is, if you're doing a friends and family deal, then you cannot expect the warranty that you would get if you're a typical retail customer. Okay, so if I'm doing something for you as a friend and family and I'm discounting it first off, I'm moving you up in my priority level, I'm discounting my work, whatever it may be, the whole thing, right? You cannot expect the same warranty that I would give the typical customer.
But see, now Big Red did say he moved him up. He said he's way out.
Yeah, he's got 6 to 8
so that's
weeks.
what I'm saying. He did the Bubba Army, like your Bubba Army, I'll prioritize you, I'll get you moved way the fuck up. So that was cool, right?
Probably covered his cost.
Okay, also fucking cool, so yeah.
And I guess he just was 100% higher.
Yeah, Gene was hot. I always think it's unfortunate when people got to resort to kind of, talking down on you and smearing him the way that he did. I thought he did go a little bit overboard when he was just saying some of the things that he did, especially if that's your friend.
Nick the gun guy is saying, Colton,
tell me how you really feel is kind of the situation there. And if I know that that's the way you really feel, then why am I even fucking helping?
He's in his phone now. It's $5,000 red.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's how he got saved.
That's a Lasker move all day long.
Nick the gun guy said, Colton, what about your AR-15 hookup?
Oh. That was a really good hookup. Does Nick really want me talking about it?
He just says, ask
all
Colton.
right, so Nick
capital
used to
letters.
work for a gun company, local, right? I won't say who. And me and my riding partner, that sounds kind of weird, but me and my riding buddy, we both ordered ARs through Nick's old gun shop, okay?
Okay.
Well, it was around the holiday time, it was hurricane time, okay? And I was out there working hurricane work. So my buddy, my riding friend, his name is Wendell. Wendell went and picked up his AR first, okay?
Okay.
And paid his fees or whatever, and boom, boom, boom. Now, 2 or 3 weeks later, it took me a while to get there because I was down south working the hurricane from Hurricane Ian. I finally get back up to Tampa area, and Nick has now left this gun shop and moved to a different gun shop, okay?
Okay.
So I go to pick up this gun. Of course, I ask for Nick. Nick doesn't work there anymore. So I talk with somebody else, this other gentleman, okay?
Old guy, young guy?
I'm familiar with him. He's a younger guy. I'm familiar with him.
Was he that one guy that Nick would
I think so.
talk about every now and again?
Yes.
That one guy that he fucking hated.
Yes, okay, yeah. So he was working there. And the ticket, we bought both ARs. I keep saying HR, god damn it. ARs on one receipt, okay? Well, my buddy Wendell paid his half. Let's just say the total was $1,000.
Okay.
Wendell paid his $500, okay?
All right.
Well, then when I went to pick up mine, I'm supposed to pay the remainder of this bill, right? $500.
Yes.
So I go to pick up mine, and he's like, hey, what's going on, Colton? Good to see you, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, man, good to see you. I have my wallet in my hand, right? He's like, yeah, I'm going to get your gun for you. He turns around, gets the gun. Here you go, Colton. Here's your gun. And I said, oh, thank you. I said, what else? What do I owe you? He goes, nothing.
Nice.
And I go, nothing. He goes, no. And I was like, that's it? And he goes, actually, hold on, one more thing. And I was like, what? He sticks his hands out, and he goes, you're the proud new owner of an AR-15, and shakes my hand. I shook his hand, walked out the store. That was it.
Have never been back there.
No, I called Nick as soon as I got in the truck, like, yo, dude, this is what just happened. Like, do I need to go back in there and pay him? Am I going to be on some list of a stolen gun? He's like, nah, dude. He's like, everything's red. Like, it's all legit. Registered, whatever the hell it is. You know what I mean? It's all legit.
Yeah, they're not going to bust you up over.
You're not going to get busted. Like, essentially, what happened was it was an accounting error on the shop. The shop accounted that you paid them. When Wendell paid, they accounted it as paid in full when it was not. So you're good to go.
Yeah, that's on them. That'll show up on their books at the end of the year. They're not going to fucking chase you down and knock on your door for it.
Yeah, they'll just write that bad boy right off.
So, yeah, essentially, when Wendell picked up his gun and
Donation
paid
to
half,
charity.
they fucking wrote the receipt as paid in full. So when I picked up mine, free AR.
239.
Hey, guys, this is Bubba's Cankles. How are you?
Hey, what's up, Bubba's Cankles? Thanks for the $50.
Yes, sir. So I guess I'm way behind. Now that I'm locked into the phone lines, it seems like my feed's pretty late. But with regards back to the whole Gene Lasker Big Red thing, I think the one thing that Gene probably isn't taking into account is the fact that with Big Red having 20 people on payroll, having multiple vehicles, multiple car insurance, all that kind of stuff, all the payments on the vehicles, the loans, et cetera, back, when he got his $750 survey done, pretty much back then that guy was probably operating on his own, just running a survey business, where Big Red's running a larger business.
Yeah, of course.
So I do feel that Gene was pretty hard on him for just trying to stay in business. And plus, he also has a business partner he has to keep happy. He can't do stuff for free and then go to his business partner and say, look, we're doing this for a guy and for nothing.
Well, I think
so
Gene,
that makes it very hard on Big Red.
Justice Heat and Jed make kind of a good point. She says, I think Lasker was just taken back by the price difference. And I can see it where maybe Gene doesn't know Big Red and everything Big Red does for the show and everybody. And just maybe thought, okay, Big Red thinks I'm a sucker. And he's gonna try to he's gonna try to get one over on me. That's the only thing I can think of because, Gene's. I've gotten to know Gene a lot more since he's been back. Keith Yeager, $50. Thank you. And Gene's salt to the earth.
Gene and I are pretty tight. Even when Gene hasn't been in here, Gene and I have been in the mix. Go ahead, sir.
He's very straightforward, but the difference between the two things is Gene does stuff for you, for instance, or for Bubba. He has his own shop. You bring the product to him. He has his guys in the shop. He does the work. He knows what it costs. He knows how much time his guys are to spend on it. Or with Big Red, you're asking him to go out and do a survey of property he's never done.
Yeah.
Try and find the benchmarks. Try and get the plumb bob straight. Try and get the survey done through trees. And the reason that Big Red was saying you have to put points in, if there is an iron rod, like Gene said, and it's from one end of the property to the other, that doesn't mean a tree hasn't sprouted up in the middle that you can't see through. You have to do points along the way to get the survey done. So Gene kind of wasn't seeing the forest through the trees, not knowing that there's a lot more work to it than just simply aiming a camera at a stick and shooting down a clean pathway. It doesn't work that way.
Well, yeah, especially with the trees.
And I know that because I have a civil engineering degree, and I've done surveying, and I know you have to work around angles and this and that and drop benchmarks at certain points to measure it properly. So he was building in the cost of being out there, walking through forest and wetlands to set the stuff properly. So that's the difference that I see, that Gene doesn't understand. It's not a point A to point B. It's a point E to point Z thing kind of thing with Big Red. So,
no, I can see that.
Kind of the way I see it. So, But I love them both. I think they're both great. And I hope they don't have a beef. That's for sure.
No. Gene said he's not mad. He just he's.
But did he change his contact name?
Fuck no. And he also said that he'll never be recommending Big Red to anybody. So, but I mean, we'll see.
But Big Red's probably thinking good. Like, we got full circle. How much discount does Bubba Army give other Bubba Army? At what point do you just say, you know what?
Right.
Sorry, I don't help my friends.
There you go.
Yeah. Exactly.
Truly.
Hey, guys, thanks for putting on an after show.
Of course.
Appreciate it very much. You guys have an awesome weekend.
You too, Bubba Snickles.
I'll listen all the time.
Sounds
Take
good,
care,
man.
guys.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, I don't think it makes you a bad person if you put yourself in a position to say, sorry, I just can't do that. Like, for the resources you want me to supply myself, I can't get it done.
Yeah, that's what I said. At one point,
It
some
doesn't
point,
make you a bad person.
Yeah.
No.
It kind of goes back to what I said earlier. My whole philosophy with it is, if I can, I will. But if I legitimately cannot, like, sorry, hate me if you want. If you're going to be upset with me because I can't immediately help you, then maybe I didn't want to help you in the first place, if that's going to be your attitude about it.
No, I think you're 100% right with that.
Gene, I mean, like you said, you thought, going after Dr. Do you think Dr. Dan hears Gene kind of like make that little and just kind of laughs it off? It's like, Gene, that's Gene. Or you think Dr. Dan will kind of cut back at Gene a little bit?
I'm sure he hears it. He doesn't give a shit.
Dr. Dan, he just says like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, yeah, Gene was, that's right. His
Gonna
kid.
go cry in his Ferrari.
Or his,
Or his Lamborghini.
what the
Or
fuck
Cybertruck.
is it?
Cybertruck.
Or his fucking goddamn Ferrari cup car.
Yeah,
or
or
his
the-
fucking goddamn Ferrari, whatever the hell,
Yeah,
from
or
Miami
the-
Vice deal.
The bicycle plane he's going to be riding to work next week.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Yeah, no, that's true.
They say money doesn't buy happiness, but you ever seen somebody crying in the front seat of the Ferrari? No. How many bitches you seen crying in the front seat of their Kia? Thank you.
Probably a lot. I mean, that is what it is. So, and we talked about the couch racing thing with Tuttle today.
Yeah.
The video. So, were you there?
I was.
Were you the one
That was my
taping?
video. Yeah, that was yes.
Okay. Now, Tuttle, I think before Bubba saw the video, he was saying he wanted to do a Bubba Army one, and Bubba kind of like took a shit on it. But I think after watching it, he kind of thought, and Gene was super excited about it. He wanted to make his own little couch, things like that.
Yep.
Now, do you think that this is something that, I know there's a ton of people that say we just come up with ideas and then never follow through on it. But do you think it's something that, like the Bubba Army, like we would actually participate in? Colton, you being there, do you think we would have a chance?
Yes, we do have a chance. It would be a good participation. It's going to be a good turnout, obviously, for Tom and Dan, but it'd be a good turnout for the Bubba Army as well to come up there and kind of have our own little Bubba Army wing, because there's like 4 wings to the track. So if Bubba Army could kind of like occupy a whole wing, that'd be cool.
How many people do you say were there?
Oh, dude, there's like thousands.
Oh, okay.
Like it's a fucking event. Like,
It's
okay, so this is
downtown
how it started.
Sanford, right?
Downtown Sanford originally did it themselves.
Okay.
And it was kind of, they did it a few years, and it was kind of like, just blah. It was like kind of staggered. And Tom and Dan kind of took it under their wing so they could promote it and subsequently enter a couple sofas and couches and carts, whatever the fuck, sofa carts of their own. And it's kind of like blossomed into this big fucking event now.
Oh, sweet. Well, let me ask you, if we were to do it in Gene, now who would be on the team?
You want people, I heard somebody mention like Ty J, that's the person you want. Because think, you're pushing, a 200-pound couch, and you got another 150-pound guy on there. You want some guys that got some fucking quads on them, right?
Yeah.
So you want like your Ty J pushing. I don't know who else.
Yeah, but Gene was talking about fucking, making a custom couch out of like, I forgot what
Like
he
a
said.
go-kart frame.
Like carbon fiber.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Carbon
agree.
fiber
And if you
couch.
notice,
Ultralight
if you
frame.
watch the first like 50 seconds of that video, I kind of do a quick run through of other carts. Some people don't put steering wheels on them at all. They just put dolly wheels on the bottom of them.
No, dude,
and then
that's
have guys put push cars.
That's a liability. I'm surprised those guys even made it
No, they
across the
flip.
finish line.
No, most times
Yeah,
they flip.
absolutely.
They hit shit.
That
shit
brick
like
start,
that.
that brick road
Here, let me pull
start
it up.
is gonna fuck you
And
up.
some people
every
have
day of the
steering
week.
wheels like Tuttle had. Tuttle had like a steering wheel, okay? But another guy used handlebars. Like
you
think
guys
about like a pit bike.
Was that working suspension on the front there?
I don't think so. I think it's stiff.
Yeah, I mean, if you can gut a go-kart or you can find a nice little off-road cart,
Yeah, that's
You
what
could
I
use
was
that
thinking.
frame.
I was thinking you use like a little go-kart.
Yeah, that would work. Hold on. So if you go about another 10 seconds here, we start walking through. All right, so you can start. Look at the front of the carts is the main thing. Look at the front.
Yeah,
so they have a go-kart frame as well on the front.
Idea. That would
Those
be a hard
plumbers
turn.
just have a push bar.
Okay.
The next person, I think, just had they have a little bicycle front end. That's just a push bar. But if you look at the yellow cart, they have a pit bike front end, handlebars.
Actually, that was
They do.
That's actually cool. That's a good kind of a good idea.
And that's like a tricycle bike.
Yeah.
You know, in Lummy, we were talking earlier this year about the Red Bull, the Flugtag that just came and went through Tampa, and that ended up being an overcrowded disaster. It was a fun event, but nobody could see anything.
Did you go?
No, but I was following along on social media how terrible of a time people were having there.
Oh, dude, you always just watch it after the fact and watch the 5-minute highlights.
And I'm like, fuck, man, I'm glad I did not go to that. It was hot.
It was hot. Yeah.
So anyways, we had talked about doing a Bubba Army entry into that, and I think something like this, the scale being a little more accessible certainly helps, but we would fare way better in this. I think we've got enough fucking engineers around here that, we could figure out a way to put together the best damn couch cart you've ever seen.
But if we had to pick, if it let's say Ty J, because it doesn't work for the show, and we had to pick what,
show
5
members?
Well, who's gonna ride
Yeah,
it?
so you have a driver and 4 pushers.
Don't put Bubba on it; it'll flip it like the chili bowl.
Not to mention, you don't want to push Bubba.
Who would be the driver then?
Oh man,
I mean, is it Tuttle or is it Seth? Is it Rhett?
No, it's got to be somebody that's not afraid to crash. Because you want to be right on that line, right? So Seth's going to be scared. You don't want Seth.
It'd have to be someone smaller than Lummy, I think, just because of weight.
Do we put Merch Kirk?
Merch Kirk might be scared to crash.
I mean, she's crashed on camera before.
Yeah, do we
then
give her a helmet?
Yeah. If she's cool with really fucking taking a bump if needs be, then yes.
Or
she'd get
that
if not, then I think it is Tuttle.
Or do we give someone like a Babyface?
Babyface might not be a bad idea on the pusher.
It's not a bad idea on the pusher. The thing with Tuttle that you kind of have over Babyface is that prior driving experience. It's hard to deny that Tuttle's going to get you where you need to go, and they won this race by clearly 6 or 7 seconds.
That's true.
Yeah. So
and,
I would
the
say
fat guy with the ankles who gave out on him.
I know. I felt so bad. And you hear me in the video go, run, 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 run. Right as soon as he falls, I'm yelling, run, run.
Everybody is just like, go. It was sad.
So probably Tuttle as the driver,
Yep.
Babyface as a pusher, Mach as a pusher. Mach is quads. You need that motherfucker pushing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You think Babyface is a pusher?
I think so, because this is my reason for that. If you go deep in the round, you're going to start needing people with cardio. Now, you get some downtime between races, but still.
But do we know Babyface has cardio?
Based off of fitness of the BRN, I would say he's towards the top.
Okay. So do you get a Dan?
Yeah, I think so.
And a J?
Probably not a J.
I don't think a J. I honestly,
Dan,
Jay's not going. Jay's not showing up.
You're going to have to find somewhere to fit Dan because he's going to volunteer himself no matter what. He'll probably want to be the guy that drives it.
Yeah.
You'll have to find a way to
and
talk
the thing
him
is,
out
you
of
can't, like Tuttle said you can rotate drivers. So if you have a driver for the first 2 races and you want to get a fresh set of legs in for race 3 and 4,
there you go.
So be it.
Yeah, so then,
So maybe Dan could always drive, something like that.
Hey,
and so
are there rules about lineup changes between rounds? It doesn't seem
I don't
like
think
there
so.
would be.
Tuttle said no. That I don't know for sure, but Tuttle said you can. You can switch.
Well, then you got Seth here. So you want to be putting...
I don't know if Seth's going to be in this one. I'm going to shoot you straight.
You don't think Seth... So
I don't think he'll be running.
Anyone that actually is 5 days in the studio would be on the team. Is what you're saying.
You, buddy.
Well...
You.
Not me. I mean, Colton already he narrowed out Seth, myself, and Bubba.
No, I haven't narrowed you out yet.
Oh, well. I'll take myself out.
You don't want to be a pusher? You dirty pusher?
I'll be a pusher, but if we want to win, I'd be this guy right here.
You'd be the guy to break your ankles?
Yeah.
Fall flat on your face.
Because Bubba would be at the finish line being like, come on, motherfuckers. And
So are these all Tuttle's friends?
I believe these are people. Tom and Dan have their inner circle called the Big Dick Millionaires.
There's
and I believe these are a couple members, or a few members, I should say, of their inner circle known as the Big Dick Millionaires.
Got it. That's super cool.
Yeah, it looks like a really good show.
Plus, I think this over Red Bull because this is more our people. These are more Bubba Army.
Yeah, click the gear on the bottom there, Lummy, and then go to playback speed. Go to 0.25 there. Because when you play it in real time, it's really easy to miss the guy going down. Because 1 second he's there,
but
and then he's not.
He's holding on. Look at his legs right here.
He's dragging himself.
Oh, he fucking cheese grated.
Oh, he's still going.
Yeah. His chin,
Scorpion.
dude. Scorpion.
Yeah.
And the thing is that
what gets him is right there where that goes from asphalt
it's
to
right
brick.
there.
It's like a step off almost.
See that little dip right there.
Yep, and it gets him, dude, and he hung on for dear life. It's almost like he hung on thinking he'd get dragged across the finish line.
Well, the thing is too is that it looks downhill.
Yeah. So they really are building up some momentum there.
Yeah.
But he fell quick.
And he hit that bump right there.
No protection for his face, arms out in front of him. Boom.
Nothing.
And he's dragging. And he's still going. And he comes up.
He comes up short, and then you'll hear me in the background. Yeah, run!
I think that would be a really fun event.
Honestly, dude, it was an awesome event. The city of Sanford, they shut down, that kind of those city blocks for you. There's a bunch of beer, so that's good for the Bubba Army as well. Food trucks out there, food truck galore, so you can get all types of different shit. It was a really cool event, so I appreciate Tom and Dan for having us, and I do think that the Bubba Army could infiltrate it, so I think we should.
It's around this time every year?
Yep.
Oh, so the weather would be nice too.
Oh, weather was beautiful.
I couldn't imagine doing this shit in June or July.
No, the weather was absolutely beautiful. It was like, I think the high for this day was like 71.
813-90 Bubba, 813-90 BUBBA. We've been going through, and Bubba talked about it a little bit, so this is something that we definitely are working on and trying to get it up on the Bubba Army HQ site, is we found some old rail-to-rail tapes.
Yeah, so can you talk to me about that? Where were they found, and who found,
Well, they've been in the safe for quite some time, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, and so
we just had to get the reel-to-reel running again.
And
it's hard to find a functional reel-to-reel machine.
It looks like Macho was able to, get it working. Let's see if this one works.
Hello, XL.
Here we go. So here's a couple of the clips.
Can you give me an idea? Sorry, that's like what year we're talking.
WXXL.
This is the 80s.
No, 90s.
No, early 90s?
Yeah.
Orlando.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was I think right before
Power Pig. So this must have been 91, 92. He got to Power Pig in what, 93, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so this is early. We're going to hear stuff from early 90s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, XL.
I was just walking past my daughter's bedroom when she had your radio station on.
XL 106.7?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was very surprised and disappointed to hear the kind of talk.
And I think this is like where Bubba went from kind of more clean Bubba, and I think this is where he started getting edgy. And then went, obviously full edgy at the Power Pig.
That your disc jockey is doing with.
Oh, you mean Bubba the Love Sponge?
I don't know who he is, but the way he.
Who's that guy in the background?
My son.
And what did he say?
The way he was speaking to someone who called in, I found very, very distasteful.
And what did he say? What did you actually hear?
What did I actually hear? I actually heard him tell someone to get off his ass and call her a bitch.
Oh.
Do you ever watch Living Color on Sundays on the Fox Network? They say bitch all the time. Do you ever watch David Letterman? He says bitch, son of a bitch. That's honey, that's a medium. That's a industry word in the media now. I mean, that's no big deal.
Honey, my 14-year-old daughter doesn't stay up till midnight watching David Letterman.
Well, sweetheart, Living Color's on at 7:30 on Sundays.
Excuse me, this radio station is geared to young teenagers.
No, it's not. It's geared 18, 34-year-old females. Now, are you included or not?
Absolutely not. Well, I want you to know that my daughter will not be listening to your radio station anymore.
Well, thank you so much for your time, but it sounds like your son in the background likes Bubba the Love Sponge. You ought to listen to him more often. Dumb bitch.
Always ends it pretty good. Let's get one more here. Bad Parent Show sucks. I love you. I mean, what do you think, guys, hearing the old? I mean, I know Rhett really likes it. When hearing it, the old stuff.
Yo, this is Bubba.
Bubba.
Yeah.
Play some real music, man.
What? I play real music, Holmes. Oh, say, are you bitching at my music selection?
That's right. Tonight I am. You're not playing anything.
I'm playing really good stuff. Hey, tell your mom. I'm not happy the way your mom French kisses, but am I calling you up and bitching to you about that? No. Yo, this is Bubba.
Hey, Bubba, how come you always hang up on the people before they get a chance to cut you down? You're scared?
Okay, go ahead, ma'am. Cut me down, and I won't hang up on you.
Okay, we think you're the worst DJ, and you should never be put on the air, and you stink.
And is that all you had to say?
No, that's not all I had to say, but I don't think I can say it over the air.
Thank you. Tell your mom I'll be over at about 12:15 to make love to her.
Now they probably. I mean, obviously, they probably couldn't do this anymore on regular radio now. Or do you think or you think that this could work still? I mean, Rhett, you and Colton technically are the younger generation.
They like some stuff edgy. I don't know if they like their radio shows edgy nowadays. You could probably get away with doing this on the internet. You couldn't get away with doing it on the radio.
So yeah, it's just a couple of different things that we've been working on back there, and that we'll be getting up on Bubba Army HQ, along with a lot of the 98 Rock stuff, where besides a lot of Gene Lasker from the old 98 Rock days, which Rhett, what do we think those the years, like 2000? Here we go. When did Hogan get fired from WWE?
WWE?
Or WWF? When he left the first time, I think it was, after he came back with WCW, after he did the the Rock. Was that 03?
Yeah, it was around 03.
So those
around
tapes,
03, 04.
Yeah, so it looks like a lot of that stuff's from 02, 03, maybe even a little 04.
I think it was 04.
04?
I don't know.
Well, Gene's on
between
there.
02 and 04.
A lot of Hogan stuff is on there. So I mean, I think you guys are going to really enjoy it once we finally get all that stuff pulled. And get these rail to rails put up. Colton, I mean, what do you? Are you excited? Like I'm excited.
Can I be honest with you? And it may be a touchy subject.
You're UCF, right?
Yeah.
So that means you're pretty cool. Throw down.
What?
You know what I'm excited for?
What?
An app.
Yeah.
Like a homeboy boy, right?
For real.
My man,
You and me
know
both,
it.
buddy. Well, we
We're
did
close.
get to well, we are close, but to peel the curtain back a little bit.
I only
'cause
mentioned
know
it because I
people-
heard it mentioned this week.
I know people love this shit. We got an email this week from our good friends at Stream Guys who power a lot of our stuff and have been helping us put together Bubba Army HQ, and I believe the app, right?
Yeah, it went through the earthquake.
Yeah, there was a 7.0 magnitude earthquake over near their headquarters in California the other day, and I guess there was a tsunami warning as well for them.
Yes.
So,
This is a fucking joke.
2 weeks until the app comes out and they get hit by a fucking earthquake and a tsunami. So we shall see. The last time I stuck my neck out there and said 2 weeks, it's been a month. So I'm done with updates. But yeah, hopefully an app soon.
Hopefully soon. Okay.
That'd be great.
Yeah. Hopefully. I mean, yeah. Hopefully. Wait.
It'd be cool.
Colton, are you in the beta testing?
I am not. I would love to be, but I am not.
Do you want it? So do you want? So if we get it to you, you'll test it out.
Of course.
All right. Well, let's get it over to you then.
Okay.
If that's okay with you.
Yeah, please.
443.
I also just downloaded Macho Man's app. Did you know he had an app for his radio station?
He sure does.
Never mind. I don't know.
What's
if
up, Purple Jersey?
How are you today, man? Amazing show this morning, Mommy, Rhett, Colton. I hope you caught the show. It was pretty intense.
Oh yeah.
Is that the one you used to like, Purple Jersey? You were tuned in all day.
It is.
Shoveling snow.
Yeah. The white snow.
The white snow.
White gold.
That's right.
White gold.
What
White
did
gold.
What did you like? What did you like, Purple Jersey? Because I feel like all week that really the whole lineup all week is your cup of tea. I think you really like Dr. Dan. I feel like you like Babyface, or do you like Babyface?
I like Brian. I like playing poker with Brian because he sucks and I took his money.
Oh, at Barb?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But you really like Gene.
I like the Operation Pigmentation podcast and the story about the dude with the neck brace beating the hell out of some dude, then putting his neck brace back on and getting on his bike and pedaling away.
Did you hear about that, Lum?
No, I did not.
I got a little small footage, and I say small, it is very small, but I went down to the barbershop last week. I think it was Friday of last week or Saturday of last week. And there's a guy that's known around there that has a neck brace on. And he's had this neck brace on for like 9 years. What do you say, sorry?
Is he a big guy?
No, he's not big, he's not small. He's a well-built black man.
I didn't know if he's like a pit bull.
Kind of, yeah. He's like
Okay.
a well-bit black man, right?
Okay, yep.
And he got his neck brace on for the last 9 years. Well, apparently he got into a fight with somebody in this car, and the driver of the car put his car in park and got out. Then boys start fucking bitching at each other. They kind of rustle and tussle and kind of laugh like they're about to fight. But instead of like fighting right then and there, he has to wait a second. This guy takes off his fucking neck brace, pulls up his pants. The other brother does the same thing, pulls his pants up like they, like they do, and then they start fighting. They fight. They fucking throw fists. This guy with the neck brace, the guy with the neck brace, picks up the other guy and fucking like Undertaker's slams him onto the fucking the road. All right, and now he's on top of his face, beating his fucking face in and choking him out with a fucking ringing around his neck. And then they stop. He gets up. They shake hands. They talk. Dude puts his neck brace back on and he rides away like nothing fucking happened.
Still waiting on that settlement.
Yeah,
pretty
exactly what
impressive.
it is. 9 years later, he's waiting. So what it is essentially is dude's probably in some type of accident. He's trying to get settlement money, and he's got this neck brace on for 9 years. Also, he can make 10 grand.
Pretty impressive.
Exactly. But no, man, I'm sorry I haven't been calling in. But hey, one cool thing this summer, I raced at a couple different tracks, and you would not believe the Bubba Army flags, the Bubba Army stickers up in Pennsylvania, northern or western Maryland. It's pretty badass.
Well, yeah, you got to take pictures and send those in so we can put them on the back screen.
Got it. I will.
Bubba Army Pics, PICS, Bubba Army Pics at gmail.com. So anyone, send them in.
One dude's name is John Smith. He's been Bubba Army for a long time. He's got a big flag hanging. I can't remember the other guy's name. But, yes, Bubba Army is worldwide.
Awesome. Well, it's good to hear you, Purple Jersey.
Yes, sir. Keep it up, guys. Love you.
Thanks, man.
Bye.
Love you too. Blast from the past. Remember Purple Jersey used to call into our after show all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day when we were on Twitch, I guess, too.
Someone said he's got a voice made for a CB radio.
Oh, Purple Jersey?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good stuff.
No, yeah. Anytime you see Bubba Army stuff, take a picture, send it in. Macho. The more pictures, the better, and that would really help us out. So please. I wanted to bring it up because Bubba's going up to the track this weekend. And Bubba's talked about it. I know the cream machine's over at Terry's. Colton, I know Rhett, you like that idea, turning the cream machine into a podcast studio, because I think you and I have had these conversations, and I think you're big behind it, especially with the racers, about having that portable studio and getting interviews with the racers and doing that kind of stuff. What's your opinion on it, Colton? Do you think it's a good idea?
Yes, I absolutely love the idea. Not just in the sense of using it up there for the racers, but I think it'd be nice to be able to pull up on somebody and do some type of podcast with them. Now, I can't think of anybody off the top of my head. Okay, let's say the guy from Armature Works, right? Let's say he wants to do a podcast with Bubba. Just shoot the shit.
$10.
Shoot the shit like at his warehouse where all his rich cars are at, right? Bubba can pull up there in the cream machine, do a podcast, and kind of tour his collection of cars. Stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Where it allows him to be on the go and doing content, which I think we can just stretch this further and get more, just essentially more content out of this building and this world, if you will.
Right. What is there something that maybe we haven't brought up that Bubba wouldn't mind talking? Like, what's your idea of the inside of it? Like, what would you want it to look like inside?
We kind of looked at some of these other mobile setups, and I think there's more room in there than the average Sprinter van, which is nice. So you'll have room to put a full couch. I think that's really the seating arrangement we're going to be working off of, is that main couch, a big couch on that one side of the wall.
Browser sign and Pornhub logo on the back.
Yeah, and then we can put the $17,000 podcast table, built out of the corner almost, because there is so much room in the back of that truck. But if you've watched Steve-O's podcast, he does it out of a transit van. It'll probably, hopefully, look something a little bit like that. You got swing arms, so the microphone's everywhere, And then as far as that TV goes, I mean, that's his discretion. And what is it, One-Eyed Terry who's working on it or whatever.
One-Eyed Terry.
Whoever's working on the cream machine. Yeah, dude, I don't know.
Blast from the fucking past.
No shit, fuck yeah.
Whoever he's got working on the cream machine, it's his discretion on what he wants to do with that TV. But if we don't find a way to efficiently mount it into the side, a swing arm wouldn't be bad for it.
Yeah, okay.
You can mount it like a regular indoor TV on the inside of the van, and then you can swing that swing arm all the way around to the outside if that's something you want to do.
Now, why the TV?
Why the TV? Because why not? I mean, look around you, brother. Bubba loves TV.
I'm just saying, on the outside of the to me, it's almost like on the outside.
Understand.
I mean, maybe put a plexiglass window in so you can see through to the outside. That way, if you're in there doing content with somebody at the racetrack and you see some shit going down out the window.
But what about this one? What about he's doing it and he's got it out there, and maybe you got people that or at
like
the track,
live streaming what's going on inside the van,
and you have some sound up.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
And you kind of hear what's going on, or like you said, even the armature works guy. People just randomly come up to you. And
no, you're right, because if you have that van, let's say we parked that van. We paid for 2 hours parking. We parked it outside Amalie Arena on a hockey night, on a Tampa Bay Lightning night. Okay,
that's right.
And
Steven Stamkos comes out.
Yeah, if Nashville's in town.
Yeah.
But you're there and you can just be parked on the side of the street and you have the screen facing towards the sidewalk. Well, I get what you mean. If it's just a van with Bubba Army logos on it, that's cool, but people don't know what's going on inside of it. If you can live stream or somehow see what's going on the inside, it may draw people closer to that van and want to get on the air.
Exactly.
I get it.
Or they go by, they see the TV, they hear a little bit of the sound, and let's just say it's Bubba talking. Let's just say it's Bubba, we're going to do an event at the Lightning or something like that. And he's kind of doing like a little show by himself with Seth or, you or Rhett, whoever, and people are like, yeah, I want to check it out. Or, hey, that's Bubba. Oh, look at it. He's broadcasting. Take a QR code, and next thing you know, you pick someone up, that knows Bubba's still broadcasting because somehow that's still, people always say, oh, I didn't know Bubba was still on the air. Like, oh, like you don't have fucking Google? Like Bubba's has not been off the air, for the best of my knowledge, since 2006, when he came back. So, I mean, I just don't understand where people were like, oh, I didn't know he was on. Like, really? You know him, and you'd have try to Google him, but, whatever. It is what it is, and I think it's a great advertisement. Especially, I mean, just think about driving around Tampa nowadays. And I know he doesn't really want to drive it around, but just kind of like even Bucks games. Remember the guy that used to have the Home Depot car?
Yes.
Do you remember?
He used to park it outside of my high school, actually, during the day. He would
But he
drop
used
it
to
off.
do loops.
Yep.
He used to do loops around Raymond James Stadium.
Yeah. Colton, you've probably seen it online. Are you familiar with the Home Depot car?
I don't know.
This guy,
African-American
He was an
gentleman.
African-American
Big
guy
truck.
who owned this truck, and he would haul around on a trailer. It was like an old box Chevy or something, and it was on a huge lift kit, big off-road tires. And it had the Home Depot logo on it, and it said "Inward Racing."
Yes, I didn't notice the Home Depot car.
That's the Home Depot car.
It's not the Home Depot car. It's the end car.
The reason he did that, though, was because of Home Depot.
Yeah.
That was his whole mission statement.
He
if
was
you
mad
ever
at them
talked
for
to him,
some
he
shit.
was mad at Home Depot.
Yeah, that's the end car, not
and
the Home
he was
Depot.
mad at Home Depot. I think what it boiled down to was he was mad at Home Depot for exploiting black people. And that was the message behind Inward Racing. Was Home Depot sponsoring whatever the fuck. I don't remember the full story, but I remember he was incredibly misunderstood, although that is certainly a shocking way to get his point across.
Home Depot or Depot?
Are you saying, Lummy, that we should take a page out of his book and just write the N-word on the side of the cream machine?
Fuck no, but hold on, think about that.
That'll get some eyes on the brand?
Is it Home Depot or is it Depot?
No, but think about this. We really don't know what the story is, right? But, nowadays, if I saw it and he was sitting at a stoplight, if there's a QR code, I may hit this
QR code.
Hit the QR code and see what that's all about. So can you imagine, during an event like that, we do a couple laps around. You get the TV going. Bubba's in the back. You got, I don't even know who the fuck would be Bubba would let drive it. But let's just say I'm driving it, right? I'm driving it. Bubba's back there. He's broadcasting. He's doing something. Maybe someone's in town because there's a Bucks game and he's going to go to it like with Dan or something. You know what I mean? And they're just going around and people are seeing Bubba broadcasting from there. You know what I'm saying? When they click on the QR code, they start, finding out the show. I wouldn't say the N word. You don't think that
the man who owns the truck and sign, Anthony Daniel, is an African American, and the 64-year-old isn't just trolling Bob Buckhorn. He's targeting the Home Depot as well. His truck sign, using the Storage logo and orange trademark on the front, says Home Depot or Wigger Depot. That's Wigger with a W, but that's not what it says.
Correct.
That's his truck. Every Wigger. That's with a W, but that's not what it says. Vote counts. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, and he had a pretty elaborate setup. He had that tailgate on the back, and then that picture of the article, the one that you're looking at, I think, doesn't really do it justice because it only shows the back.
Correct. It shows like this little lift gate.
It's got the rebel flag, it's got Bob Buckhorn, and it's got the Nazi flag on the other side of it. And this guy was definitely vocal.
Yeah. Well, See, so
Home Depot, he had been driving it around Tampa for a couple of years, and it got to the point where Bob Buckhorn released a statement. He said that Home Depot has a standing trespass order against Daniel, which a company spokesman confirmed. Quote, "We've tried reasoning with him to try and understand what his concern with the company is, to no avail," said Home Depot spokesman Stephen Holmes. "His tactics are completely inappropriate, and we're appalled by his use of language."
And guess what? Him driving around that stadium, you guys all remember it.
Here we are talking about it. How many years later?
Exactly.
There's a couple of people in Tampa that I remember. Do you remember this was more towards like Fletcher, Florida Avenue, Fowler area, but there used to be a homeless guy that would dance on the corner.
Yeah.
Every weekend, bro. Yeah. And he'd be out there for 8 to 10 hours. He'd have a boombox with him.
Yep.
And he was this homeless dude who looked like Jesus. He looked like Tom Hanks at the end of Castaway.
Yeah.
And you got a guy in St. Pete that wears a cape.
Yeah.
Yep, he's Cape Man. He wears a cape every day. Homeless dude, mental health to the fucking gills.
She was a little bit of a Riverview icon, I think, but the Jesus Cares lady, I don't know if you're familiar with her. But every Saturday, she used to set up in her little chair on the side of 301, and she'd have a sign that said Jesus cares, and she'd sit out there and wave at people for 6 hours.
Oh, there you go. See?
And now there's like pictures of her up everywhere.
Lummy, what do you want to be? You want to be known as somebody in Wesley Chapel? What do you want to be? Do you want to have? You want me to spray paint? White power on the back of your truck or something?
Listen, I already had enough to deal with the Trump sticker that my dad put on.
Yeah, you're talking about. Remember. Branding that we can do for the Bubba Army. I still am waiting for your ultimate point of bringing
every time I see a Bubba Army
up.
truck, I fucking throw batteries at it.
Yeah, because you said, do you remember the Home Depot guy? And now we're talking about it. And what was your point? Do you want to write the N-word racing on the side of Bubba's?
It's not that. But what I'm trying to say is that right now there's no one driving around. But if you see Bubba Army in a van with Bubba broadcasting from the back, and so when we hit stop signs or all the traffic, and people are like, "Holy shit, that's Bubba the Love Sponge."
If you put a big Nazi flag on the back, I bet you'll get more people stopping and honking at you.
You guys are going to the racist card, motherfuckers.
We want content. We just want the content.
Okay, hey, Brett. Do you remember when people just drive around the stadium, or do you remember that guy?
I remember that guy. I don't remember the Jeep Cherokees or whatever.
That's what I'm trying to say is that it caught your eye.
So because it was racist.
Because it was racist and it was so obscene and it was so out of the ordinary.
So you're saying if Bubba's driving the cream machine around,
quiet is right. Lasker said it to you today.
Broadcasting.
Did he not say it?
broadcasting whatever he's doing that people would not remember if Bubba's doing that.
They would. It was just funny the lengths that you went to make that connection and that point there, because it sounded like to me, maybe Colton, you can chime in here as well. It sounded to me like Lummy was propping that up for us to do something ultra memorable on the cream machine.
Which Lummy, I'm cool with, dude. Let's do it. We might as well go out with a bang.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen Twitter. You're on there every day. That's how a lot of people on there get popular. You start posting the N-word, and then you get 200,000 followers.
Let's just put everything on the back of that van. Let's put, I'm so gay I can't even drive straight. Let's put, every fucking thing we can think of.
Put a screenshot of the Hogan tape. We'll squeeze it all in.
Yeah.
Great idea, Lummy.
Yeah. Let's put screenshots of the Hogan tape.
Yeah. And we'll put famous Lasker sayings like "white is right."
Yeah, jeez. I don't think that's the demographic we're going to go through when we go to the Bucks Saints game.
It doesn't matter the demographic you're going for. You want it so shocking people are going to remember, right?
Yeah. 10 years from now, 3 smucks are talking about it on their after show.
I wonder what that guy's doing nowadays.
He's probably dead. He hasn't been driving it around lately.
I wonder where that car is.
Shouldn't be hard to find.
Yeah, exactly. He left it to his kid. All right, well, thank you guys. Really fucking screwed my idea up at the end there. I thought it was a good idea. But thanks, Rhett. Thanks, Colton.
Pub Army Grunt says fresh wigger seafood.
All right, listen. You guys doing anything this weekend? No? Okay, good. I hope you guys have a great weekend.
Shit.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We'll be back live Monday morning, 6 a.m. right here on all your streaming platforms. I think Bubba's going to go live tomorrow or maybe Sunday. So keep your eye out on that one while he's up at the track reading it out. I'll be doing the GOAT Report tomorrow morning. I appreciate everyone that always hops on for that one. So you guys can go fuck yourselves. Not you, the fans, but Rhett and...
No, you heard him, folks. You heard it here first.
Oh, geez. Okay. All right. You know what, everyone? Go to Bubba Army store, Bubba Army merch, BubbaArmyShop.com, and get your Bubba Army merchandise. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. See ya.